Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to review a 2006 Viper SRT-10 Coupe. It's for sale through our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is my dealership, NG Supercar. And well, today we've got a very low mile and extremely good condition Viper for you guys. So this one is the Gen 3, which is kind of a bargain in the current market. So these things have not held their value as good as some of the other generations, but this thing is, well, it's awesome. It's still got the V10, it's 510 horsepower, I believe, somewhere around there. And it's just gorgeous. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, admittedly, I don't like these generation cars in the convertible. They look not so great, but as a coupe, they look awesome. So we're gonna walk around and show you everything that's good and bad about this car, which it's mostly good because it's only got 10,800 and something miles on it. It's remarkably well kept. So let's walk around and see it, and we'll take it out for a drive and show you what it sounds like. Okay, doke, here we go. So the paint is in really good shape. Very few imperfections. I mean, let's see, there's a tiny chip right there. I don't even know if that shows up on camera. Looks like there's a chip that's been filled right there. Pretty small stuff. Another chip that got filled. That one you might be able to actually see. But that's kind of the scale of the stuff wrong with this car. So it's very insignificant. There's a little bit of scuffing on the wheels. Now, I'm guessing that that's from having someone do a tire mount bad, because it doesn't look like it actually got like a curb rash. It looks like someone just scuffed it. I mean, they're chrome, so you know, chrome damages pretty easily. But anyway, walking around, oh yeah, the tires are pretty much new. 1122, so lots of tread, still plenty of life left on those things. Walking around again, see the scuffing, just very minor on the wheel. Yeah, I really think that's probably from a bad mount. Pretty much nothing of note around the back of the car, no real imperfections here. Same thing on that wheel again. Looks like there's some little marring right there that's been filled in. I don't know if you can see that, or the reflection. Let's pop the hood as long as we're on the outside. Where is this thing? It's down here somewhere. There it is. I love that. There we go. Okay, big hood. That is a whole lot of engine. 505 horsepower. That's what it was. Not 510. I lied. 505. But yeah, very clean. I mean, this thing looks phenomenally clean. No corrosion, no rust, no nothing. It just looks great. Everything's in good shape. You got clean air filters right there. Kind of like a ram air effect, I guess, on those. 10 cylinders of fury. All right, so there is one flaw right here. This kind of like got, I don't know, it's from people sitting their elbow there or something. I don't know. But that's kind of about it. The rest of it, all the bolsters look good. The seats look good. Everything else in the interior looks pretty much brand new. It's still got the airbag warning. Yeah, 10,827 miles on it at the moment. But it drives wonderfully. Everything works good. AC blows really cold, which is awesome for a Viper. So we actually have a windshield screen, and we have a cover for it, along with the books. So we've got all the accessories that you would want. Alrighty, let's hop in, take it out for a spin. Okay, and the Viper. You got the little start button. It's kind of cool. One thing that is nuts about these Vipers are, because the engine has so much torque, they have the tallest gears of any car ever, I swear. Like, you can get going close to 60 in first gear. Super short throw on the shifter. I don't like it is it's skewed to the side and it's at an angle. When you shift to third and fourth, it's not vertical, it's slightly angled. Fifth and sixth is kind of vertical. So you gotta get used to it a little bit. It does take like a little bit of recalibration of when you're shifting. It's not the easiest car to first deal with on the shifting, but you get used to it pretty quick. And this is a pretty stiff ride. It's fairly bouncy for these rougher roads. Also, another weird thing, and this is on all Vipers, because the transmission is so big and it's right next to you, your feet actually skew left, which is weird because a lot of these cars, your feet skew right. No, on the Viper, they're skewed left. holding crazy good oil pressure. It's like 75 PSI, jeez. So you gotta get used to staying in lower gears in the Viper, because as soon as you put it into higher gears, you're like, we're below 2,000 RPM in fourth. I'm going like 55. Look at that, fifth gear, 1500, sixth gear, 1,000 RPMs, 1,000 RPMs at 55 miles an hour. Now, oh, you bastard. My camera fell. Here we go. Ridiculous amount of torque. I mean, you can feel that torque. Doesn't matter if you're at 2,000 RPM or 5,000 RPM, it feels like it pulls the same, and that's why they have such tall gears in this thing. Now, totally factory exhaust, totally factory everything, and it's surprisingly quiet. Very little body roll. It's actually sticking to the ground better than you expect. Just, oh, the torque. So the crazy thing about having this much torque in the gears the way they are is that when you top out third gear, you're going very, very fast. I mean, really fast. It doesn't feel like you're going as fast as you are. Like, it's one of those cars that you look down and you're going, oh, I'm going way faster than I expected. Shit, that's a problem. Really strong engine braking, probably expected because of the super torquey engine. All right, here we go. Crazy thing, it's got a built-in shift light, so it actually shows you like a little up arrow. When you're driving slow, it like gives you like a yellow up arrow thing. When you're driving fast, it gives you a red up arrow, because it's like, ah, shift, which is actually kind of cool. Third gear exceeds the speed limit everywhere in the United States. I think in a drag strip, you probably only use third gear. You might shift to fourth. It's a stiff ride. It does beat you up a little bit. The seats are comfortable, very comfortable, but the chassis and the suspension is very tight. Now, I know people talk about like the snake bite and these things kill people, or doctor killers or dentist killers and stuff. I think some of that has to do with if you blow off the tires on this thing, because of the super tall gearing, it's not like a normal car when you spin the tires, like let's say the car is going 20, 30 miles an hour and you spin the tires, and their tires are now spinning 30, 40 miles an hour, maybe 50. If you're like in second gear and you blow off the tires of this thing, the tire, you're going like 40 and the tires are going like 80 plus or something, right? So it just makes it so they turn into grease. Like they're just impossible to control at that point. I'm pretty sure I could do this entire road in second gear. Like never shift once. You gotta get used to the pedals being skewed left. It does create a little bit of a different feeling for you. It's weird because the power rolls on very linear and it's very smooth and it's just a lot of it, but it's not like this gut punching feeling. It's just like a push. Because the gearing's so tall, it just like pushes you, and then it's just weird. It's a very unusual feeling. It takes a little bit to get used to it. Clutch is very light, easy to manage the clutch. Here we go. God, lots of power. Classic old American cars, when you stomp the gas, it actually shuts off the AC. These are amazing cars, and honestly, they're amazing cars for the value. And given the current situation with Vipers, these things are all only going up in value. So long as you don't beat them up or do something dumb to them. They just don't make cars like this. They don't make V10s hardly at all anymore. And actually, they might not at all. I think Lamborghini's not making the V10 anymore, so does anyone have a V10 anymore? Is that it? That's kind of sad. It's a pretty rough road, and it's taking it pretty well, but it is a bit bouncy. So, you do feel it kind of jostle you around a bit. I think it's just how they did tight suspension in the early 2000s and stiff. always stiff. That's what you get. You want to go in a corner? Stiff. You know, that's what this is. How much refinement they have on the Vipers over the generations compared to the Gen 1s and even the Gen 2s. These later generation cars are much, much better. Still a big sea of plastic. You know, unfortunately, you know, I wish they would have done something cool with this. You know, they could have done some sort of better material, but they didn't. It is what it is. There's guys who just absolutely love Vipers, and I can see why. This is a lot of car for the money. It's a fun car. It's attractive. It looks great. People like seeing these things. They love seeing these things. They're great cars. Here we go. God, that torque is insane. Let's get some mileage on the way home. At 1500 RPMs at 65. You can really hear the transmission in these things. Listen to that, it's got a nice whine to it. All right, there you have it. 2006 Dodge Viper with 10,000 something miles. I'm surprised. I like the handling of this car better than I thought I would. It sticks to the ground pretty good. There's very little body roll. It is a little bit stiff, a little bit bouncy, but for performance, it's fantastic. Now, again, my only complaint, the gears are really tall. I wish they would, I don't know, maybe you can change out the rear diff or something, I don't know, and make the gears not quite as tall, because I don't really need to go like 200 and whatever miles an hour. I just want to get there fast. But then again, with that much torque, I think it would just turn the tires into liquid. So it's probably a good thing it's got big gears in it. Anyway, it's for sale on our website, ngsupercars.com. So if you're interested, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. But please like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.